So I'm not going to put them on the map.
In this video, I'm going to talk you through creating a level in the Crazy Marble game. First, you should have your game open. You may have run the main scene already and tested out Crazy Marble. If not, don't worry, we're gonna go over how to play test your game. You should click over into the Projects tab here. Select Assets, and then you have just a few things by default. Make sure you don't actually edit anything in the Do Not Edit folder. These are sort of the scripts and all sorts of stuff that make the game work. For now, we're going to focus on the basics and learn how to do a little bit of level creation and level design. First, start out by renaming the Crazy Marble folder your name up here. You're going to use this when we compile all of our levels together. Go ahead and click on that. If you click on it, it might let you change it. You might need to right-click on it and go to Rename. You could also, on Windows, it does F2 to rename. That might also be the same on Mac. Go ahead and put your name here. First and last name. So that way when you turn this in, I'll have your first and last name, and that'll get added to a project that we can use to compile all the levels together at the end of the term. Next, there's this empty level template. Do not edit, make a copy. You can make a copy of this. On Mac, it's going to be Command-C. On Windows, it's Control-C, and then Control-V to get a copy in there. You can also do it, I think Command-V or Control-D will make a copy. And then you'll have a copy of it here. Go ahead and rename this. You're going to call it My Level for now. You can name it whatever you want. That doesn't matter. Just make sure you leave the basic level template for you. And then add this to your Crazy Marble folder. Go ahead and double click to open that. And then double click to open the scene. You'll end up in a scene here, and you might not see anything by default. If you come over to this platform section on the left, if you open that up, you can actually double click to zoom in to the start. Anytime you want to find something in the scene, double clicking on it in this area over here called the hierarchy will zoom you into that section. All right. You can also scroll out, scroll in, right click to rotate. If you're holding right click down, the W, A, S, and D keys will move you around in the scene as well. This scene is set up as a very, very basic Crazy Marble level that just has the start position and the end position of the scene. If you open this up and click play, it'll actually start up a scene for you called Untitled Level. We'll change that in a moment. And it'll loop you around here. And this level, basically, all you got to do is roll onto this pad. And if you're here for 3 seconds, you get the stage cleared option. Go ahead and stop it. I'm going to show you how you can add in some level elements here. Let's go ahead and select our goal. And we're going to move it a little bit. So if you select goal, come over here, you see this little toggles on the right. Make sure you're on the move option. This will let you move it in the scene. We're just going to grab these arrows and move it around. Mine is currently on snap to grid. This button here, if you have it turned on, it'll actually snap to positions. I'm going to turn that off, and now it'll let me drag it smoothly in here. You can set this up to sort of snap based on a variety of things. Don't worry about this right now, but know that it exists and you can make it snap a little bit better. This is nice for when you're trying to connect things together. I'm going to turn mine off and just move this, select it one more time, move it out. Next, I'm going to move it just way out of the way. We're building our level. We don't actually care where the level is going to end just now. This is just a demo. We want to create some new platforms to put in here. Let's start by opening up. If you come up here to Tools, we're going to select the ProBuilder window. And this is going to open up the tool. Let's just do some 3D modeling directly in Unity. Go ahead. I like to keep mine off to the side. You can actually snap it in here. If you bring it in here like this, it'll snap in. I like mine to be a separate window. You can actually put it wherever you like. We're going to select New Shape. And then I'm going to select Cube. You can select anything you want, but let's start with a cube just so you can get a feel for it. All right. And so the way this is going to work is I can actually zoom around into my scene. And I just click and drag. I'm going to say, okay, I want to build a cube like this. And now I have this platform in my game. In my game here, it's kind of nice. Really, really simple. If I run my game, I can go hop onto that platform. It'll support me. All right, so I'll press space to skip my little intro here. I can actually roll onto it, and we got ourselves a little platform out there. So let's look at how we can make this platform extended and grow this platform to form more of our level. So up here at the top, if you have the ProBuilder window open, if the ProBuilder window is not open, you won't see this, but there's sort of these 4 options here. These are ProBuilder options. The one all the way on the left lets you move this entire object. So it lets you move entire ProBuilder objects. You can move it up, you can move it down, you can drag it around like this. If you grab this one here, it lets you move it in all the directions. If you grab this one, it lets you move it in all those directions there. But the more important thing that we might want to do is we might want to reshape and resize this. So we're going to click the one all the way on the right. This is our face. So you'll notice now when I click it, I'm actually grabbing just a single face. And if I start pulling that out, it actually adjusts the size of that face. We can move it up and down. Say I wanted to make a ramp, I could do that. So by default, it just sort of moves it, resizes it, readjusts it. If I wanted to be taller, I can make it taller. But the really, really powerful thing is when we come to a tool, I'm going to move this a little bit closer here, actually. Move it over. There's a tool called the extruder. So go ahead and select your face. Select your face. Click on the edge, and then hold down, I think it's Shift. Let's see here. Is it Shift? Yeah, look at that. When I click Shift, it looks like it's just extending, but notice there's this line here. This is doing what's called an extrusion. It takes that face and it says, well, create a whole new chunk of the ProBuilder that I can select independently. So I pulled it out. Let's add a step here. I'm not going to extrude this time. I'm just going to pull it up. Notice that edge where it was connected stays connected even as I pull it up. So now I can build some ramps. So let's go ahead and add a few little ramps in here. I'm going to go ahead and extrude this out like that. I'm going to add a little bit more of a ramp. I'm going to pull this up like that. I'm going to extrude another one out. So we had a couple different levels. I'll pull another little level out here. And I'm going to extrude, pull that up. So now we can sort of build this sort of like awkward ramp that we can go up and about on. Okay, we can even do some more stuff to it. Let's check it out. Let's check it out here. Let me grab this face again. I'm going to extrude it out here. And then let's come over to this other side. And then I'm going to make the player turn this direction. So let me actually extrude out this way. And then I'm going to grab that and pull it up like that. Check that out. So we can actually build a whole level this way. You can build the whole level this way, and you can add in new shapes as well. It doesn't all have to be one big extruded shape. Feel free to add in some additional shapes. So let's add a shape here at the top of this that we have to actually jump to. So I'm going to add in another shape here. Just drag it out, get a rough shape of where I want it to be, and then I can adjust it a little bit. So notice it's not aligned properly. I can actually click on, I'm going to select the object one, click the move tool, and then I'm going to drag this object sort of over and up, eyeball it a little bit. If you want to be really, really specific about it, your inspector will actually tell you the exact coordinates. I'm not going to be too picky with it. Our game, it doesn't have to be perfect. We might want to make it the exact same length, that sort of thing, but I can actually just make it so we have to jump across there. Let me run it. We'll go see. We'll do some jumps. We'll do some jumpy jumps. Here we go. All right, and so I have my level. I'm gonna hit space to skip this. I'm going to roll across here. Notice I can go up like this. I'm zooming out. I'm moving my mouse a little bit to adjust my camera. But notice that gravity sort of will fight me here. Well, let me roll my camera around here like this and look up. And let's see if we can make that jump. All right. Do a little boost. Oh, I went a little too far, maybe. Oh, no, I did it. All right, so there we go. That's the basics of adding platforms to your level. Go ahead and play around with it. See if you can build yourself out a little bit of a level. You can also attach materials to this. So let's do that real quick. Next, in your little area down here in your assets, let's right click. We're going to create a new material. Make sure it's a material. There's another one in here called a physics material down here. You want the one that's just a material. We're going to add that in here. Call this my material. You can, again, you might name it something like grass. And this will let us set a color. Let's make a red platform here. Ooh, actually, let's do like an orange platform. We already have some red platforms in the game. You just haven't seen them yet. And then you can drag this material on here like that. So you can set your colors this way. If I want to, I can drag this material here. Maybe I want to make this platform a little different color. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to make this material green. And I'll add in there. So we can set our colors this way. You can adjust how shiny it is. Adjust the metallic. And you can adjust, not sure, smooth. Ooh, smooth does do a little bit here. But that's the basics for adding a little bit of color. So go ahead and play around with getting some colors in, getting some platforms in, design some levels. See if you can hop around a bit and enjoy your time building a simple platforming level. Oh, let's go ahead and add this back to the end. All you got to do is at the end, make sure that your player has the ability to get to the goal, and that will give them the ability to end the level. There we go.